This is the new social, which is we've got WeChat, WhatsApp is becoming big, Google My Business is here, but getting huge, and we talked about Twitch. So I think
we've talked about Google My Business a few times.
Yeah, so let's just do it quickly. I think that Google My Business is huge. The reason why is because Google is supporting it, and I think that what people underestimate, the fact that it is it's a social media platform. I think it's not in the traditional sense where it's like this full interactive platform, but I post content on there every day, and it gets a lot of leads and a lot of likes and things. And so I think people are not thinking of it as a social media platform, but thinking it as a mapping system.
Yeah.
And it's actually quite an active social media platform. So we won't spend time on this because I know.
Well, it's a quiet warrior. It's one that you don't really think.
Quiet warrior.
Well done. So just pulls out of nowhere. But yes.
Yeah.
It is.
So it's just something that, you think, oh, you just set it over there. But really, if that's something that you start putting an actual plan behind, you could really make a massive
businesses aren't making the most out of their Google My Business. They are doing an incredible disservice to themselves. You're talking about a free platform.
Free, very active, highly pushed.
Yep. SEO benefits by optimizing it. Yes, you're right. From a post point of view, and depending on how you use the post, can be very effective. One from not so much from a ranking point of view, although it shows great activity on the actual listing. The impact though that we see when we implement when we work with a client on SEO, one of the very first things we'll do is make sure that their Google My Business is optimized. And that will see the most significant results the quickest. So that's absolutely a must for everyone.
So please sign up for it.
Do you want to just take the few things that maybe right now after this panel that they could just jump in and change that would make a big difference?
Most importantly is one, make sure you've got control of your Google My Business and that you can actually edit it. Make sure it's verified. Most importantly, make sure you've got the right category set up. So as long as you're in the right category, and they do change those categories on a regular basis, so it is worthwhile sort of every 6 months just to go back and check and make sure that, hey, you're still in the right category, because that will have certain keywords in there that you'll then rank for. And if you're not in the right category, you're going to miss out on a huge amount of business.
So everyone okay with that one? So the other ones are WeChat, WhatsApp, and Twitch. Now these are they're not controversial is the wrong word, just different. They're a different kind of approach. Like for example, with WeChat and WhatsApp, they're very conversational based. And a lot of businesses get overwhelmed with them because while there is the advantage of conversation and direct conversation, that's also the disadvantage.
Exactly.
Because it's kind of like, oh wow, like you've got a direct channel.
And you've got to manage that direct channel.
And that's the thing. So there's a huge advantage if it's used really well, like in a group chat. Like I know WeChat and WhatsApp does group chat, similar to say Facebook does, but a bit more of a scalable thing. And people are they prefer it, I find, rather than Facebook chat.
I mean, WeChat's so much more than that.
Oh, 100%, like the payment systems and all that. But I'm saying like, it's just, where is this headed? This is a big area. And I think that we need to, businesses need to be thinking, okay, where do we need to be? Like, especially WhatsApp. I feel like that's exploded quite rapidly.
It's going to get bigger.
Was it purchased by Facebook? Did someone say someone purchased it, or so it's been acquired, and so it's becoming a big thing. And the other one was Twitch. This is a bit like you were saying, Arielle, is that it started off from the gaming culture where it was live streaming of gaming and all that. And like all other social media platforms, it has grown quite rapidly. And we've moved and it's becoming now streaming sports. And it's become like the spectator kind of social media platform. And so these are fairly new revelations, and it's an area where I feel like brands, especially if your product or service suits this, it's something you should be embracing.
Particularly something like
if you have a male-dominated product or service.
Or you're supplying into the gaming industry.
Well, of course.
Gaming industry, live events, it's sports. There's a lot of different things and I think that it's one of those things where it's only going to get bigger. You know, like as I know YouTube has that streaming thing right now, but who knows? Like it might be that Twitch gets its whole, like it's got a big million base, right? And they might go, you know what? We're going to make streaming more accessible to movies. And things like that.
And that's what I was saying with the influencer marketing with Twitch. It's still fairly, it's still a place where you can jump in on that, because a lot of these Twitch users were just kind of everyday people that really like to share playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden a brand comes along and says, I'm going to get you all these things, and they get excited and they want to share it, and they're genuinely excited about sharing it with the people who watch their content. You can actually partner with Twitch to do marketing campaigns. So there's, I think, we're talking about Animal Crossing, Wendy's, the fast food brand.
Oh, yeah.
They actually had a Wendy's character and they would play, on there, and people could watch it, and she would go through Animal Crossing, but they always had an ad on the side saying free delivery. But they had fun with it, and it was very much in line with Twitch, or, computer building companies that could actually build a computer and play the games on it and show how well it works on the computer.
And stream the building.
Exactly.
There you go.
There's so many amazing ways you can use
it's quite an interview space.
Yeah. I think, look.
Let's say not overwhelm people.
Yeah. There's a lot coming on that, but I would say that, as Mike was iterating before, exhaust the potential of the existing mainstream before you leap into something. Necessary.
Agreed. And this panel.
But that's why we're talking trends.
Yeah. We're talking 2021 and onwards, and these are the kind of things that we're spotting loud and clear. It's not like Twitter.
I think WhatsApp's got so much potential.
Oh, huge. And
yes,
the way that it is owned by Facebook.
The way that
they won't.
Thanks, guys.
The way that it's so personal.
Yeah.
And it reaches in, and it's a conversation within that. It's within a group of, but you could say, but you can get that type of experience with Facebook groups or whatever, but no, WhatsApp's.
And look at the brands behind it.
Immediate, it's more involved.
And we've got Facebook behind. So it's Facebook behind WhatsApp. We've got Tencent owns WeChat, Amazon behind Twitch. I don't think those big companies let them stand by and go, well, let them phase out.
Yeah.
These are big brands behind these apps.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, Arielle, I know that people hate that answer, but it really comes down to what you like. What's your brand? Who's your audience? What's your message? And what's going to help convey?
Yeah.
But what's exciting about talking about this and seeing those big names behind it is that once you hear this, you are hopefully going, oh, that kind of sounds like something I could do. And, you're going to really hurt yourself if you try to jump on everything. And yes, you should keep to the safe, stable marketing as well. But we're doing this trend because you might as well jump on something that fits your brand and experiment and see what you can do. Mostly with this whole remote atmosphere that's happening right now, jumping into more digital can only benefit you if it's done to your brand identity and persona.